The real deal. I told her. I got 2 months worth of beans. All kinds of beans. Right? Black beans, kidney beans, pinto beans, lima beans, soybeans, jelly beans. I was worried, because she lived all by herself. I owned the building she lived in, and I knew it was, I knew she wouldn't have beans. But she told me she'd be okay on her own. Maybe if she just stayed at my place. You wonder what might have been. But she said no, she didn't even like beans.
I spoke with Frank at his home over 3-bean salad. From where we sat on an expansive back patio festooned with marble statues of dolphins, women, and dolphin women, we could see the very top of Wild Tide's Megalodon Mega Twister. It's a massive water slide, just over 100 feet tall, that shoots park visitors into the waiting jaws of a fiberglass megalodon.
Please, this park employs half the damn town easily. We added that big slide, the friggin' orcas. It's a sight to see, especially the mermaids. And Mirabelle, well, she was the most popular one. You really just never think of something happening to a girl like that in a place like this. Well, except for that time when those kids got eaten during the alligator parade. Or the time the clowns went feral. Oh, or that time when the old guy...
Behind us, something bumps. Hard. Against a glass wall.
Don't mind her. That's cannellini. Here, girl. Come here. Come on, sweet bean.
Frank Wild, heir to the Wild Bean Company fortune, is an avowed animal lover. His home, a concrete monolith rising from the steaming marsh, includes a massive glass pyramid teeming with all sorts of aquatic marvels, including, most notably, a 6-foot albino alligator named Cannellini. He also owns a narwhal, 7 dolphins, roughly 16 flamingos, 3 tigers, 7 pythons, a wild boar, and several ostriches. Most are named after beans. Frank goes on.
I used to have a whole mess of macaws, too. But every hurricane, more of them escaped. Sometimes I still see them flying over the house. I guess they wanted to be free. Yeah, whatever that means. Anyway, she was a nice girl. Sometimes. And it's a shame what happened.
Jessa Lynn Garcia, another mermaid at Wild Tide's water park, remembers Mirabelle a bit differently.
She was just sweet as pie. She really was. And such a pretty little thing. For a brunette. Except for the gills. She was always giving me real nice tips, about what to do with my clothes or my hair. She'd come up to me while we'd be putting our tails on and say something like, "Oh, Jessalyn, you would look so good as a blonde." Or, "Oh, Jessalyn, don't go to that Shake Shack on August 24th. I had a vision." And, she was always the second runner-up at pageants. Almost Miss Key Lime Pie. Almost the Orange Blossom Queen. Almost ambassador to Kazakhstan. People don't realize it, but it takes a lot of character to keep showing up after losing out over and over and over and over and over and over again. I'm proud of my titles. Always will be. I don't take the honor of being the Orange Blossom Queen 6 straight years in a row lightly, but, I admired Mirabelle, too. And she had a good heart. She'd volunteer all the time. She'd perform for the little old people down at the senior center. Sing that song from that mermaid movie, I'm in Your World, or whatever it's called. I don't know. My children only watch godly movies. But she'd sing that. She didn't have children, so maybe she didn't realize. Or a husband, which I also have, so... Oh, and she was a perfectionist. So she'd sing that same song over and over till she got it right. 20, 30 times. The old people would tell her she didn't have to, that she could stop at any time, but she was happy to do it. She was a natural performer. Oh, so gifted. I was never like that. I mean, everyone's different. Some of us are more into the artistry of it all. I'm a Wild Tides water park mermaid because I believe it's important to provide families with wholesome, all-ages entertainment at an affordable price. But others, they like the attention. Not that I'm blaming her for what happened. Gosh, no. She was a nice person. She didn't deserve that. Not at all. You just never think something like that would happen in a teeny little teensy-weensy town like Mystic Bay. I mean, besides that time that poor boy was pushed into that hydraulic press, or that old man who spontaneously combusted in the Publix parking lot. But other than that, you just never think of bad stuff happening here. It was so sad what happened to her. Of course, we all suspected Jared. He was weird. He followed her around like a puppy. A weird puppy.
Mirabelle's disappearance left a mark on the minuscule town of Mystic Bay, with search missions tampered by downed power lines and felled trees. As days turned into weeks, the town's optimism began to fade. That said, losing hope is something of a custom for residents of Mystic Bay. For years, competing theme parks, virus outbreaks, daylight savings, and a quickly shifting culture led to a downturn in park numbers.
Hey, come on now. Wild Tides is still top quality. Some of the best damn entertainment in the state. I don't care what anyone thinks, right? But the fact of the matter is, kids don't go for that anymore. Yeah, they'd rather be on their phones playing Candy Crush or Roblox Adopt Me or Neal.Fun than at a park with their folks. So people stopped coming. And then, of course, that's when they found her. Or what was left of her.
What was left of Mirabelle was found by Jared Holt on November 15th, 2012, 3 months after she went missing. That's his voice you heard in the 911 call at the top of the episode.
She has her tail. She has no face.
When Chippewa County Police arrived at the scene, they discovered a grisly sight. Mirabelle Diaz, lodged in the jaws of the megalodon megatwister, her mermaid tail curled daintily beneath her on the ancient beast's pink fiberglass tongue. The park's earliest attendees, a group of school children from the St. Brendan the Navigator Institute for Marine Biology, followed Jared's gaze, the park's famed mermaid staring back at them. That is, if she could have stared back. Jessalyn Garcia remembers the day vividly.
Oh, he was all cat and tonic when he first saw her. Like he couldn't move or blink or say a single word. Oh, poor thing. He just stood there, looking into the hole where her face had been. It was all sunk in. A pit. No offense to Mirabelle, but I think it was the worst I've ever seen her look. And it was the first day since the hurricane that the park was open to the public. That's what's so sad about it. November is always a slow month. The water's cold, the sun sets early. It's peak season for the flesh-eating algae that sometimes grows on the lazy river inner tubes. But we lost so much money because of the storm that we were all just so excited for the park to open back up again. And someone had just up and shoved poor little old Mirabelle into the big old shark's mouth. How's that for taking the steak right out of your popsicle?
Now, Jessalyn had a pretty good idea of who was responsible. But first... Speaking of popsicles, when's the last time you enjoyed a mouthful of fresh, home-cooked food? Between work and errands, there's never time to cook a proper meal. That's where Dinner Dash comes in. Dinner Dash is a weekly meal delivery service focused on fresh, organic ingredients with recipes chosen by real chefs. Best of all, Dinner Dash meals never expire. Using our secret technology, we have made eggs that last forever. Get 20% off your first Dinner Dash weekly meal kit with code KILLER20. Dinner Dash, meals that are eternal. Back to the case. Here's Jessa Lynn.
Now, the first thing you gotta understand about Mystic Bay is that it's a small town. You know, real small. Itty bitty. So everyone knows everyone here. I went to school with Jared and Mirabelle, worked alongside them here at the park. And Jared, well, I can say this, right? Because I know him. He's probably just about the worst mascot we've ever had. The only reason he kept his job is because no one else wanted to wear the costume. And when I say he wanted to wear the costume, I mean he really, 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 really wanted to wear the costume. Like, really. Like, not in a God-honoring way.
Jared Holt had dressed as Wild Tide's water park's iconic mascot, Manny the Manatee, since dropping out of Mystic Bay High School in 1999. His costume consisted of a massive suit carved of fleece and foam, complete with flippers, a floppy headpiece, and Manny's signature orange flip-flops. All told, the costume weighed in at a staggering 140 pounds and was said to have reached internal temperatures of up to 100 degrees, 310 Kelvin in the searing Florida heat. Past Manny the Manatees have been recorded passing out from the extreme temperature, including one Manny who, in 1973, collapsed face first into a child's birthday cake, and another who, in 1985, became partially baked within the suit while conducting a water safety demonstration at the park's wave pool. For years, Wild Tide's water park officials could not find workers willing to put on the suit.
Whoa. Change the design? Yeah, no. Out of the question. That Manny the Manatee suit was designed by my own daddy, Frank Wild Sr. Jr. He had two dreams: to sell quality beans at affordable prices across the continental United States of America, and to make a true man-manatee hybrid he referred to as the humanity. And that damn suit, that's the second closest he ever got to it. So no, I'd never change it. If you think the suit's too heavy or too stinky or too what have you, well, that's a personal failing. Man up. And manatee up. Come on, change the suit? What, are you kidding me with this?
You could smell the suit before you saw it. I'd say it was closest to... You ever have a Florida-style pizza? Well, you take a handful of saltine crackers and sort of spread them out on a paper plate with spray cheese, turtle jerky, and a little bit of gas station pickle, and a sprinkling of boiled peanuts. Just leave it out for a little bitty bit, let the sunshine do its magic, and voila, you got yourself a meal. Now, it's delicious, but you'll be smelling it for about a mile, 2 miles out if the wind hits just right. I don't really eat that sort of food, personally. The Manny the Manatee suit smelled sort of like that. Like Florida-style pizza. Or rotten broccoli.
Despite the suit's numerous downsides, there was one person more than willing to don it around the park. Jared Holt.
Jared, well, he strayed from the light of the Lord. I can tell you that much for nothing. Tampering with the divine design. He had a lot of off predications. He was a fuzzy.
I met with Jared Holt at the Chipko County Jail. It's a small, peach-colored structure across from a former Sears-turned-Spirit Halloween.
I first learned about it online. I've always liked to draw. Kind of. Like funny animals. Or animals with, like, bazooka arms. Just funny stuff, you know? Whatever pops into my head. Like, maybe I'll draw a manatee with big muscles and bazooka arms. Or maybe I'll feel more like drawing a bazooka that shoots out manatees with, really huge muscles. There's a lot of symbolism there if you think about it. Not that a lot of people think about it. I have a real respect for all sirenians. That's the term for aquatic mammals like manatees and dugongs, by the way. Sirenian. Like a siren, like a mermaid. They think sailors invented mermaids because they saw manatees out in the water and fell in love with them.
I asked Jared whether his appreciation for Sirenians extended to Mirabelle. He grows quiet, sullen, and then...
Mirabelle, no. I don't think of her that way. She was pretty, sure. Long, pinkish hair, cross-eyed. She was a friend to me. Nothing less, nothing more. And after all, she was the one to pull me out of that pool drain.
The incident to which Jared is referring occurred in June of 2001 and has since become local legend around the microscopic town of Mystic Bay. Jared Holt, then 19, had gone on break. Like many Wild Tide Water Park